so let's talk about what type of data is being requested, and this is in no way a complete list. Now, I was a physics major in college, so I'm picking on physics department here, but so one of them could be sort of quantitative information, in fact. So how many students are majoring in physics? So that's, that may be a question from internal or external or whatever, but maybe that's done in a report, or maybe that's just a question that needs an answer. How many students are majoring in physics? We won't get into how poorly phrased that question is. That's a whole nother pragmatic discussion, like what do we mean by student? What do we mean by majoring? What do we mean by physics? All those things are important topics. But the next thing is someone might be looking for one-time data extracts. So rather than sort of a simple thing, I mean, it can still be quantitative, but like I need a list of all students taking physics courses this term. So obviously I didn't state what I need for those students, but that's the sort of type of request. A one-time data extract, maybe, I haven't really expressed why I need it, but that's a whole different topic as well. Right, maybe then you have a multi-use reports or extracts. So the same sort of topics, but you're going to have something that you can run over and over again. So, I need a report that I can run anytime to get a list of all students currently taking the physics courses. Okay, so that's something that you're going to build in your report system or have a process that gets run within your SIS or your LMS. Then you might need a trend analysis report. So I need a count by term of students taking physics courses for the last 10 years. So am I going up or down or steady, or what's happening to the people who are interested in physics and the demand on physics courses by people in my course at my school. And that's usually something that is, can be done just directly out of the system, but may also need more complicated results. Like I might need a data warehouse or a data mart to do that, or I might need to move it in another system. Or maybe that's something that's going to be done in SAS, or who knows. The other type of thing is a survey. So, this is something that an external organization might be asking. So like where you need data. So I need an extract of data to submit to the grant organization on costs and time used for this grant. So I've got, in my physics department, I'm doing some sort of research grant and they really want to know this information, and I got to send them this file of my costs. Right. Another type of data request is qualitative surveys. So you see these a lot with things like common data set and in some cases iPads and stuff, some of the qualitative questions. So like, what majors and degrees does your physics department offer, right? You can argue with it, there's some quantitative or qualitative with this, but you know what I mean? Or like, what value proposition does your physics department offer? Those types of questions that sometimes you get. Another data request would just be for, rather than a report, but actually an ETL and or a data mart to get built, something that would regularly produce an extract that loads another data source. So I might say, I need an extract to a database to do analysis of my physics students, right? Next one is a data integration. So actually a defined sort of data integration, an API or often have the flat file, push or pull from one system to another. So, I need to send a file with information on the physics students to our new lab card entry system. Okay, so that's an integration request. Sometimes, interestingly, the data integration approach, data request process, and the report data request process are entirely separate, when really there's very little difference between those two processes, except maybe what they write it in, or who does it, which is relevant, but still. As you noticed, I mentioned before that now they've split those things apart for number 8 in the IT issues, one around data governance and one around what they call, integration concerns. That includes governance, but our position is that both of those require governance and benefit from good data governance methodologies. All right, so the next is visualizations and dashboards. So someone might say, I need a pie chart showing the distribution of physics students by gender. All right. So that might actually be a CSV that they get, or a report, or maybe something you're producing in your reporting tool, a Tableau thing, or whatever it might be. Right. And then lastly, some alert and notification. This might not be something you think about as a data request, but it could be like, I need an alert sent to me every time someone changes their major from a physics major to a non-physics major. Right. Now you might start to see by these questions that I'm submitting in my data request that I probably should actually go see, a therapist, because I'm really worried about my physics students. But so that's a wide range of different types of requests of data that people have. But the reason I brought that up, just to frame this, but also is that not every one of these questions will have like the same process or the same set of information that I need to gather, or the same speed of turnaround and all this stuff. So we need to, if we're going to talk about the overall data request process, we need to be able to accommodate all these different types of requests, and some of the things that either I didn't put on this list or don't even exist yet. So